take a look at the week ahead in commodities with Scott Bauer, CEO of the Prosper Trading Academy. Scott, great to see you. I mean, those were two bullish stories, arguably, but the backdrop is your relentlessly rising shale production in the States.
Absolutely, and those are two extremely bullish tailwinds for the market. But what about the EIA report coming out and saying that the U.S. is going to be producing 13 million barrels a day sooner rather than later? I mean, that is just off the charts. So, the risk headline to the entire oil space right now, what you have on both sides, is just almost like something we haven't seen in quite a while.
So what is your outlook on oil? I mean, does WTI have a decent shot of getting to $60, for example, and holding that level?
It's not so far away, and I like to play the trend. I like to look at the trend, and certainly we're at the upper end of that range that WTI has been trading at over the last, let's call it 4 to 8 weeks or so. So if it breaks through this level we're at right now, then yeah, 60 is really the next level, which I will be honest with you is more a psychological level than it is any sort of technical area at all. But it sure looks like if it breaks this, it's going to head there. But I don't know that we're breaking it anytime soon, to be quite honest with you.
Give us your take on gold. Of course, your currency, the US dollar, the fundamental driver there. Yep. Mr. Powell, the Fed chief, reckons the US economy is doing fine, even though there's been some weakness, but he does say he's watching global economic weakness. I mean, that would tend to, if that plays out, it would tend to point to a strong US dollar, bad for gold.
Absolutely, and we have seen just recently the dollar-gold relationship actually come back more into historical terms. It didn't for much of 2018, but we do see that now, and who knows what's going to happen again. Almost like what we're seeing in the oil space, Andrew, we're seeing almost the same thing with the dollar and with gold, is that there's so much risk headline. It's very difficult to tell what that next move is going to be.
What about copper? Copper, of course, it's been doing fine. It's not far off $3 a pound, which kind of surprises me in a way. We keep hearing about these falling auto sales in China, for example.
No, but it really has held in there, which makes you think it's going to make a run up over 3, sometime in the near future here. But, that has been holding in there as we've seen some of this weak economic data. And quite frankly, like you just said, some pretty awful news coming out of China.
Give us one trade that you're looking at making this week, the week ahead, or one that our viewers could think about exploring?
Yeah, I'm actually going to sell some upside call spreads in the oil space, in oil futures. I think, looking at this range that we've been in, I'm going to limit my risk, but I think you can sell some upside call spreads here, maybe almost at the money here, like a 57.59, maybe 58.60, and do pretty well in the next week or two.
We will have to leave it there. Scott, always great talking to you.